And 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. No data. The stream will end shortly unless you restart your streaming software. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Now live on the YouTube channel, allegedly. What is up, everybody? It is... Come on. It is 9:01 a.m. U.S. Pacific daylight time here in Los Angeles. And it's Thursday, September 5th, AD 2024. And we're going to have a fun, loosey-goosey, The Hake Report Thursday show. I hope you do check it out and enjoy it. I have some fun things to share with you today. For example, I may cover, hopefully there's no cussing, okay? I don't think that there is. But a man stands up for his self-respect. I have calls to get to, guys. Caller's been out of control. Hake's been out of control. My apologies, ladies and gents. Sticks and stones, though. Sticks and stones may break thine bones, but words shan't hurt you. Shan't. What's up, come on, man? Nice to see you, man. Please no snake today. As in no snake puppet or no Joe from Phoenix? I'm taking whom I want to take. But what else would I like to cover about? I don't know. We'll see. There was that mass shooting. Like I told JLP. Like he quoted me. Anger causes mass shootings. And what are their solutions born of? To anger. Anger only bears more evil. So their solutions are evil. Gun control, so-called, is gun safety legislation. They were trying to manipulate the language. Is evil. They used to call it gun control, but then people realized gun control is evil. So they changed the word to gun safety. Oh yeah, gun safety legislation. It's the same evil thing. So anyway. Hey, no towers, only walls. Only walls in chat, no towers. Don't cover the mass shooting, let's talk Bennifer. Okay, whatever. So, I mean, anyway, guys, what else is there? We should have, I don't know, there's different things that are happening in the news, okay? So, but anyway, guys, let's just get right on with the show!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report,
Lord.
la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. It's funny. I'm doing my own thing, and my timing is worse than the people who rely on my cues. Remember when I had to rely on Anchor Baby, who I'm still relying on him a little bit, and Hassan and other, even Joel Friday at one point, I relied on him every single day. And so it's crazy. But whatever, it's fine. How you guys doing? Let me present to you, before I get to calls, I will get to you guys, I appreciate it. This story, hopefully it is tasteful, okay? We're hoping, we are praying. You might, kids, preemptively cover your ears just a touch, but I'm pretty sure they don't cuss, which is sort of surprising. They're black. Shout out to the blacks. But, you know, the blacks, you guys do cuss. You know that, right? This is not a surprise, I don't think. Man, what am I looking for? Okay, yeah. Oh, duh. So here, these people are cussing up a storm. No, they're not cussing up a storm. My bad. Ring. Oh, hold on. Ring. And so this guy's going to take this gal on a date, and he decides not to go forward with this date. Oh, man, where did I put it? Hopefully it's in here somewhere. Man, now I'm confused. There was that mass shooting. You guys can talk about it if you want. I will talk about it a little bit if you would like to. Man, where? Oh, here it is. Respect yourself and go home. Check this out. This was a viral video from these people over here. Internet Hall of Fame. So this he's pulling up allegedly, and I don't know if this is real because he's just sitting there while she's recording. Is she being surreptitious in her recording? I don't know. But check this out. Here it is.
Aren't you gonna get out?
No, I just opened it.
No, you're gonna open my door for me. Come out and open the door for me, or I'm not getting in.
No, it's cold outside now. You're not cold. Come inside.
It's
Open
cold.
my door, please.
It's cold. But you're already standing there now. Just coming. I turned on the heat. Look, the car seat is warm.
I don't care what you turned on.
The
I'm
car
not
seat is
getting in
warm.
the car.
Everything is on.
I'm not getting in this car until you come and open the door for me. I'm a lady.
A lady.
No, I get that, but you're already standing there now. It's not like I can.
He's
You
sitting
know,
inside
I
the
can,
car,
but you're there.
and she's standing
So
outside the
since
car.
you're there,
Recording
I
it.
already opened it. Just get in.
I don't
she-
touch doors. So come
What did she
open the
just
door
say?
for me.
Whoa, she just
drove
closed
30
it on
minutes
him.
to get here, and I'm here. I turned on the heater, everything. Even the date we're going on is me that we pay. You see, I will pay and I'll bring you back. So
What did she
the
say?
least you can do is come and sit down.
What did she
I'm
say? I
offering
don't
you
open
free
the door?
seat.
I'm not getting in this car until you come and open the door for me. I'm a lady.
No, I get that, but you're already standing there now. It's not like I can. You know, I
I'm
can,
taking over
but
the
you're
love
there.
connection with
So I'm just
from
saying,
Joel
since you're
Friday.
there, I've already opened it. Just get in.
I don't
opened
touch
it.
doors.
I don't
So,
touch doors?
Come open the door for me.
That's a nice
I
car,
drove
too, by the
30
way.
minutes to get here, and I'm here. I turned on the heater, everything. Even the date we're going on is me that we pay. You see, I will pay and I'll bring you back. So the least you can do is come and sit down. I'm offering you free seats.
Free
No.
seats.
I'm not getting in the car.
What kind of...
Drive off, kid, young man.
Thank you.
This
Wait.
is not... This one is Wahala. We've not even started.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
And you're
Thank you for being a gentleman.
even this thing. It's just normal.
Oh, what in the world? I'm such a boomer. Okay, I'll fix it. My bag. Here.
And you're
Thank you for being a gentleman.
even this thing.
Just call
It's
me
just normal.
Thank you.
Why are you like
I'm
this,
ready now.
He
You
should
know what?
not.
Don't worry. Come out.
Nice.
Are you serious?
Nice.
No, just come out because I don't think this. No, come.
He
Just
came to
come
his
out.
senses.
Are you serious right now?
No, come. I want to show you something.
Okay.
I want to.
I want to show
I
you
want to show
something.
you something. I'm very confused. How I drove to this place. I came to pick you up. You could have met me there. I will also pay for the date. This place we are going, minimum $200.
Whoa,
that
that's
I'll
too much.
spend.
That's not
And I have to
McDonald's.
beg you to get in the car. It's not
All
like
I
I
was
can't
asking-
open.
All I was asking is that you just open the door.
It's not that I can't open door. It's just that you already standing. I opened the door twice. Don't worry. You know, sometimes
Where are you
sometimes
going?
you just be avoiding problem.
Where are you going?
Avoid a
I'm
problem.
getting in my car. I'm opening my door by myself.
Are you serious? I just wanted you to be a gentleman.
No, don't worry. He's like, enjoy your night.
Enjoy your life.
Is he? freaking serious right now?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Move
At least you
so
said
that I
freaking. Don't say
run your-
freaking,
I
kids.
don't climb on your leg or something.
Where are you going? We were supposed to be going on a date. Where are you going?
No, I'm going home. It's not a
Didn't you drive out here for me?
I thought I did, but clearly, let me just respect myself and go home. You know?
Wow.
Respect yourself, you know?
Wow.
See, this is why we like the African immigrants. Sometimes. Sometimes you just have to respect yourself and go home. And this woman apparently posted it on the internet, or somebody else posted it on her behalf, because she recorded it, I assume, on her phone. It looked like a phone recording. All World Star style, meaning portrait. Black's post on World Star. Right on, young man. It took him long enough to figure out that he should be leaving. Crazy, huh? That's right. I would have went back inside the moment he didn't get out of the car and opened the door for me, says Terry. See, based Africans. Terry trolling. What's up, Terry? The Hake deport, indeed. Even if it's staged, it's based, says Lord Spike Protein. Thank you, Lord Spike Protein. At least we found something based on Hake. They were both trash, says, come on, man. He was going along with her a bit too much. I'm a little concerned that my Zoom isn't working. Okay. Yeah, I guess it is. Lord have mercy. Okay. So that's your viral video coverage stuff. Happy? I know I am. No, it's just that the trackpad leaves something to be desired. So, thank you guys for bearing with me through that. Oh, yeah, Carver. That's true. Let me get to a call or two here, guys. William in California on the line. William, thank you for calling and holding there, man. Oh, let me unmute you here. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey,
Hey.
that was completely based.
Yeah, it was right. It was the right way to handle the situation. Once he came to his senses. You
Once
literally
he came
saw
to-
him
yeah,
come
you're
to
right.
his senses.
Right.
Because he was
Right.
playing along.
Yeah.
Sometimes we weak men, we play along with evil, and
Don't play that.
and you shouldn't do it. But come to
Don't
your
play
senses. Yeah.
Come to your senses.
Yep.
And sometimes you got to play the game with them and put them in their place, too.
Right. And he was so nice
And-
about it. Although
Yeah, he
probably
was.
he might have been
He
cussing her
was.
out underneath his breath.
But, you know how you're so infatuated with sisters.
Yeah, I am.
And always got to tell you, no, that's not their hair.
Right.
It's either wigs or glue.
Yeah.
And you need to get one. I heard you one time when you asked Maze what she looked like, and she cut you off.
Yeah.
You know that's an indicator in the ghetto. You know what they say. We don't want to talk about that.
Well, it
Probably
means that
ugly.
she's a lady. She's decent.
Check this out. The guy in the car, forget her. The guy in the car, you see.
Terry's right. Terry says she sounded like his mama out the gate. So true.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Too. But see, the thing is, and not all black women fall into this category. You see,
Yeah.
real ladies don't have to say that they're ladies.
Right.
They wait for somebody else to address them as a lady.
Yes. That's true. I'm a lady.
That is
So
the
you
truth.
claim.
That's not a rumor. That's
Yeah.
not a rumor. Real ladies are addressed like ladies and acknowledged to be ladies.
Yeah.
That's a lady.
That's true.
Right. So,
Nice.
you know.
Shout out to the ladies. And yet,
Yeah.
I wish that young lady well. She just is brainwashed into this thing about. It's not like it's such a bad thing to want him to open the door for her, but she was not being a lady about it. And hopefully she will be a lady now.
No, she won't.
I know.
But the thing is,
Well, I
is
mean,
you
maybe.
have to look at the circumstances. Sometimes gentlemen do open the door. Sometimes it's, not necessary. Sometimes they just won't. And,
Yeah.
when it's that time, it's that time. But that was not the time. He handled it, a little bit differently than I would.
Right.
Because, I got a lady. I don't go through none of that stuff because one thing you be confident in your own skin first.
Yeah.
Where you don't allow them to do that to you. And he fell for it for a few minutes. There was too many attempts to get her in the car. That was way too many.
Yeah, that was. I agree with you there. And I don't know what led up to this, how hard it was to get her to agree to go on a date or how long he'd known her or what.
Date? Now, let me ask you, was that a date or a ride share? I don't know what. I'm kind of confused on it, but.
Oh, no, that was a date. Supposed to be a date.
Okay.
Yeah. At
and
least,
what was the 200?
This could totally be a setup or whatever. People do skits and things. But
Stages,
yeah. But it's not out of the realm of possibility for people to be this crazy on both sides, really.
Well, for one thing, the majority of them don't really act like ladies. They're very mouthy.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of a week's worth of spats out of just one situation. Like my boy in Ocala, Florida, said, "You know how animated they are and mouthy." When he said that, it just opened the floodgates of them having a fit.
Right. True.
So if you have a fit that much about something or a comment about something that somebody made, maybe there's some truth about it. But
True. Yeah.
David doesn't have to be black to understand or even experience that.
That's a fact. Indeed.
Mark doesn't have to be black to see black behavior.
Right.
He doesn't have to be. And he absolutely does not have to like it either.
Right. True.
But now I want to address that Kamala, last night was actually supposed to be the first debate.
Oh,
and
was
she
it?
conveniently did not show up.
Was that Fox News? Was it going to be Fox News?
She was going to get crushed, and she did not show up.
Because I saw that Trump did a town hall on Fox News.
To replace the debate.
Okay.
To replace the actual debate was supposed to be last night. She cowered out.
Yeah.
And so the one that's going to come up, he is going to crush her, and he is going to get to be the last one to speak.
Yeah.
Those are the rules.
Okay. Nice.
So, yes, last night was supposed to be the debate.
Didn't know that. Well, this Tuesday is going to be the debate. ABC News. We'll see.
It's going to be ABC, right?
Far left extremist ABC.
Right.
I've known
Now,
ABC was far left ever since I commented on
ABC.
Officer Slager, former Officer Slager, who's gone to jail
And did
for
you
shooting
know
a guy in the
what?
back.
Did you know how? Every year CNN out of the three or the top 4 or 5 networks always falls on the bottom every year. They finish last every year.
Oh, no.
Do you know who was ahead of them this time? The Dog Channel.
Nice. Right. I like
So-
CNN. Nah.
No, you don't.
Right. True.
No, you don't. You like, and James, something about you. You do not engage in confrontation. You don't seem to like it. I don't blame you,
Yeah.
but you like to witness it.
True.
Yeah, you do.
That's mess.
So let me say something to you. I told you, and don't worry, kids, cover your ears. Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything to risk the channel, because I don't do that. I just told you last week, some people will try to go out of their way to get you canceled, didn't I?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
let me tell you something, James. Kids, cover your ears.
Don't cuss now.
Maze, I'm not. Maze
Maze wouldn't try
grass out there. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
You cut your grass in that smelly town of yours.
Oh, come on. No, I don't want to deal with this. William, I got to go.
Deal with it.
No.
Okay,
We'll
all
stop.
right,
We'll stop it there.
We'll stop there.
I
We'll stop
appreciate
there.
it, William. Nice call.
So,
We'll talk
watch
again.
Watch the word, though. The word game.
Yeah, I got you. Thank you for
Okay,
the warning,
got
William.
me.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye. And Jaime in Minnesota. Beautiful Jaime in Minnesota on the line here. Jaime, thank you for calling and holding there, man. What's up?
Yeah, how's it going, Hake?
Going well. Thank you.
Hey, we just had the Minnesota State Fair over here.
Oh, really? Is that like a classic thing? That sounds so classic.
Yeah, they do it every year for many, many, many years. But what was interesting is we have this former state senator. His name's Scott Jensen. And he was
Is
being
your
interviewed
governor
by-
Tim Walz?
Huh?
Your governor, is it Tim Walz?
Yep, he was.
Oh, pardon me. I don't
Yeah,
mean
he
to
is.
gasp.
But
Okay. He's
But,
stepping down right now, huh? Has he stepped down already?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. But the lieutenant governor's in his place since he's moving all over the place.
Yeah, he's
And
probably
she's
barely
just
there
bad.
anyway.
Maybe worse.
Yeah.
Young lady.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lieutenant governor. Sad.
Yeah.
But this Scott Jensen guy was getting interviewed by WCCO, the news network over here.
I've heard of them.
Local station.
Yeah.
And he was going off, telling too much truth. And he was saying, this Governor Walz, he's manipulating the debates so that he can do only one and as far late as possible, so that half of Minnesotans will already have voted
Oh, wow.
because of early voting.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like 2 seconds after that, the feed cuts out.
The
Cuts
feed
out.
cuts out. Oh, because
Yeah,
somebody made the claim.
cut.
Okay, he made that claim, and then they cut out. They cut the feed, or it just maybe it was just a coincidence.
Yeah, they.
Well,
But
disavow.
I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, I disavow.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting, and that's a plan. And you can see it with Kamala too. If she goes in debates, the same thing would happen as with Biden. People will see what they have and be like, oh, get demoralized.
Yeah, people say that they've had the Democrats have taken a lot of risks. It was a risk to put Biden on a debate in the first place because he wasn't going to debate, and then he up and challenged Trump to a debate, and then Trump, he did so badly. He seemed like an older and weaker man than ever, and then it was a risk to pull out of the debate. I mean, it was a risk to pull Biden out of the campaign, and then it was a risk to go with Kamala. And they've done risk after risk, so they're doing okay right now, seemingly. So they're maybe trying to play it safe.
Yeah. It's just like Nancy Pelosi. She said, we could put a jar of water or whatever she said and put a D on it and people will vote for it. That's true. And it could win.
Right.
But, these guys are smart. They're intelligent people.
Yeah.
These Democrats, and it's evil.
Indeed.
But they shouldn't be, what do you call it? Underestimated.
True. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Like,
Anchor Baby has said the same thing. It's not over.
No.
People can, stuff changes and people are dumb. Shout out to the people, but they're dumb. I'm dumb too, but I'm not dumb enough not to vote for Trump.
Right.
I'm
And,
just
it's
dumb
like
enough to vote for our greatest president again. Go ahead.
like in World War I with the propaganda against Germany and Britain. The Germans made the British look like soft people, easy to beat.
Oh, yeah.
And when they found out they weren't, they got demoralized.
Were you the one who told me that story before?
I did.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. Yeah.
So, and I think Trump is doing the right thing, and where he's not letting off.
Yeah,
He's
good.
not, resting on his laurels, like
Yep.
they say.
Yeah,
'Cause
indeed.
He knows that, he knows who he's messing with.
Next week, there's going to be a Punchy TV episode, and it's interesting a little bit, I think, about what we talk about with regard to the election. Because if you think about it, I forgot that there was an assassination attempt.
Yeah.
It's not something that you think about day to day, and people forget about it. And so all that excitement and, oh, he's going to win after this. No, that's gone. That's over. Yes, you have to live in the moment.
And it made me think about, Nick had said that during the first Trump election, he woke up to things. My wake up was during COVID. During COVID, I started to watch a lot of the news conferences with Trump and his crew.
Yeah.
Like a lot, like every day. And I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. I like this guy.
Cool.
And I haven't stopped since.
Yeah.
And now I can really see,
Do you remember him calling for us to open up and for businesses to open again? Yeah, me too. I remember that because a lot of the Trump haters will blame him for shutting down the country, which he did. He agreed to that at the very beginning, but very quickly he wanted to open up again.
Right.
So.
And he was always saying, these other cities and mayors and states, they aren't opening up, and you can't open up and all this other stuff. But
yeah.
Yeah, everybody has their wake-up moment, and the assassination attempt could have woken some people up.
True. Yeah.
These things, these little things can wake people up.
Yeah, it can be this spark, and then they look, and then they... Yeah, I'm with you, man. Nice.
Hey, if I could talk about that woman dating that African man.
Sure.
That black woman.
Yeah. We presume she was black. She sounded kind of black.
She was a white woman wouldn't have been like that. Now, I've dated, and it's been a while, 10-something years ago since I was really dating, and that's never happened to me, where a woman was like, oh, you got to do this. And
right.
do that. But, that's, back when I was working out and had huge arms, So
right.
I think that's part of it. You saw that African guy, he had skinny arms and, beta looking, little thin arms.
What do you mean?
And women will treat people the way that you present yourself.
That's true. They are very judgmental, and they will misjudge you based on those things, too. That's very true.
Right.
Yeah.
But it seems like the beta men are starting to stick up for themselves, which is great.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That'll get them to be more alpha.
Right.
But also, it could have been, her wig was on too tight.
Yeah,
that happens.
Yeah, you can't judge people on their worst moments. You gotta realize, yes, they're evil, but hey, you're so much better.
And the man was very patient with her.
Yeah,
he was very patient, which is an alpha thing. You have to have patience with people.
He was polite. I think that was training more than just a natural, real alpha spirit of God stuff. I think that was He was trained well. He was raised pretty well to be nice and polite. I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice, Jaime. Good commentary.
One other thing, the Firefighters Union. Walz and then Vance went and spoke to them.
Oh, really?
Both spoke to them, and I thought that was pretty neat.
Nice.
Vance got some booze, which is, he's got some cojones.
Oh, people were booing him. He didn't get beer or alcohol. He got people booing him. Okay, wow.
Yeah, booed. They booed him a little bit.
Yeah.
But he got through the whole thing.
Good for him.
And, there were other people that were clapping and appreciating that he was there. But he made sure to promise them that, we're going to protect your First Amendment, your speech rights. If you want to talk about the vax and things like that, we're going to make sure that you can. And he got a lot of applause for that.
Right on.
And I guess it kind of showed me that people are peeved about the First Amendment thing.
Okay. Yeah, true. Thank you, Jaime. Appreciate you, man.
Cool.
Take care.
Hey, have a good day.
You as well. Aaron in Maryland on the line here. Aaron, thank you for calling and holding there. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Hake?
Hey,
I was listening in. I was just listening in right now. And I heard the other dude, I think Jaime just mentioned, he was saying, and I think you agreed with him, that Democrats were intelligent. So I was interested in that because how can you I don't understand how, even if you're unconscious or you're asleep to it, if at the end of the day you're being used as an agent for evil, can you still be called intelligent? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that
I know what you
correlated
mean.
at all?
I don't remember what did the Democrats do that he said they're intelligent and I agreed. I don't remember this moment.
I don't think I wasn't really worried about what it was they did.
Okay.
I think it probably had to do with like some sort of manipulation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With
True.
whatever, it's the same thing. But
Because
it's
I
just
think
an
that
interesting thing.
I think that you can be I like to distinguish intellectualism from intelligence, because intellectuals are not intelligent. Intellectuals, maybe they have some intelligence, but they're blind. And
Yeah.
I think that a lot of them are blind. But there is some evil intelligence, though, that even though they are evil, they know how to manipulate and get their way. There's some like an evil kind of intelligence to that. That women sometimes have that.
I don't understand it, because it's like if you are intelligent, you wouldn't be mischievous. You could clearly see it's not smart to be mischievous, because it clogs up like the arteries of just getting things done. You know what I mean? It's clearly a waste of time. So how?
Well, maybe just in the physical world to succeed and have a functioning society. You know how people are evil? Even evil people can make great things. They can make awesome towers and awesome inventions and things, and become billionaires and create a society that's functional and lead and different things. Some of them, they're great employees. They're atheists, and they're blind. Okay. So they're intelligent on some level.
Measure.
Yeah.
It's like okay, that aside, objectively, okay, I get it.
They're not wise.
There's a difference between wisdom and intelligence.
Right. It's kind of like the distinction that I drew between blacks and Jewish people, for example. Both of them are liberals. They both believe in this racism stuff and victimhood and stuff. But the Jewish people like to be more factual and sensible, and their lives function a little bit better. Their families function better, and they know how to get along with people. Whereas some of the blacks don't care at all about the facts. They'll just push a lie and just blindly say it and just be shameless about it.
Yes. It's all like teams. And you know what's funny? I'm a first generation American, and my parents are African.
Okay.
And, I notice most of the time between Africans and blacks in America, there's like a schism. They're like, no, we're not black, we're African. But when I look at Africa a little bit more with the magnifying glass, it's very similar.
Yeah.
To like that mentality you're saying, of it's just like, forget what's right. Let's just be on teams. This is team whatever, and then your team something else. So whatever we discuss, if it is in any way antagonistic to my team, I will then be against you. You know what I mean? Like, it's very similar.
Yeah, true. There was a meme that Elon Musk put out, our side versus your side. And this is how people are. Let me see if I can pull it up. And it says a bad word. Don't say this bad word, kids, but I find it amusing. It's kind of interesting. Let me see if I can show it to you guys right quick here. Someone has done a thing. This is Elon Musk posted this. Are they on our side? Yes, it's fine. Are they on our side? No. Cussing at him, basically. And that's how.
Oh yeah,
that's how I am, and I'm openly like that. Partly because, for example, let's say Trump. If Trump wants to go to war with Iran, then I trust him, and then okay, I'm fine with war. But if Biden wants to go to war with Iran, I don't trust him, because Trump has already established some trust with me, and so like I kind of trust him. But maybe he's wrong. And then Biden, I already know that he's evil and motivated by evil. So it's called tribalism, says Vin Diane. Hey, Vin
Dude,
Diane.
I don't know. I don't trust at all. I don't even get
That's
like.
you're
You're
probably
gonna get out?
smart. Oops.
No,
My bad.
I just opened.
Sorry, pardon me. I
opened
just
it.
accidentally turned on this thing. Okay,
Oh,
go
that's
ahead.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was saying I don't trust at all, man. Like, even if you've done good by me once, I know from, I guess maybe from experiences,
Smart man.
but even understanding now, it's like one good deed does not rule out terrible deeds in the future. Like, somebody can flip on you very easily.
That's
You know
so
what I
true.
mean?
I think that might be
You know what
partly
I'm
the
saying?
immigrant mindset, because a lot of the immigrants
Oh,
think
yeah.
that Americans, especially white Americans, just all trusting, are such suckers. And we kind of are. because
Yeah.
a lot of you guys
Yeah,
come
in a
from
way.
like communist countries. Maybe not you, but I've known some
No, it's
Armenians.
communist. It's communist.
Okay, and so the communist countries, they are such shysters with each other, and they will pull stuff on you. The Chinese, I was talking with Bill the engineer about this, how the Chinese will just cheat each other, and then shame on you if you get suckered and pay for it. So
yeah.
yeah.
And even more shame if you tell anybody outside of the race about it. Then
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, dude, oh my, you just gave us up, dude. You let them in. You let them know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Terrible.
But yeah, no, I don't trust that also. And in fact, it makes me trust less. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that you said that kind of makes me trust you a little bit less.
Right.
Because you said you like the polarization that you did is like, yo, Trump. If it's Trump, I'm with him. If
Right.
Biden, it's like you never know, man. What if,
Yeah, and you shouldn't trust me because I don't actually know, and
I know. Yeah.
and I do try to be open with my biases and what I do know and what I don't know, but still, like, I'm not somebody that people should look up to. Nobody should be really looking up to anybody. People are just normal and they got their issues. You should trust the teacher within, the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, and you never know, man. No matter what anybody has done, Biden might end up like Darth Vader at the end of that one movie when he threw the Emperor Palpatine.
True. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He seemed
Because
like he
they're
did that.
after,
He seemed almost like he did that when he appointed Kamala to be endorsed Kamala, and it seemed like it was against the wishes of Obama, according to the gossip, and I have no idea. Not that Kamala is a good choice, but it was kind of like the infighting, and I'm like, yeah, Biden.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He set it up to be knocked down. He's like, yo, okay, you don't want me here? Then how about this? How you guys like this then? You know what I mean?
And you're right. He may yet repent. So we'll see.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Right on.
All right, man.
Good to hear from you. Appreciate the call.
Yeah, you too. No problem.
All right.
All right.
Bye. Whew. Before I get back to calls, the lines are, there is one line open. They're almost full there. Get in while you can. I would like to get to a few super chats here, everybody, if that's okay with you. Over on buymeacoffee.com, I did see one had come in. Tater salad. Yes, it's zooming again. Speaking of reparations on your show yesterday, I think we need to get a huge group of white people who have black ancestors who were slaves. Put them in front of the media so they can beg the country for reparations. That'd be funny. According to the blacks, the point of reparations is because their ancestors were slaves, right? What about the white people whose ancestors were black and may have been slaves or slave masters? I want my reparations too because I know my family got around back in the day. I think maybe nice. Thank you, Tater Salad. I know. Think about all these blacks who are saying, oh, if I have any white blood in me, it's from those evil whites. R-wording their black female slaves. R-word. So they're slandering their alleged ancestors. And suppose it's true. Maybe you have that R-wordy blood in you. Maybe that's why you're so R-wordy now. You know how blacks disproportionately commit R-word, allegedly? So, And blacks have owned slaves. They still do. I'm so sick of this nonsense. So says Cool Papa J Magic with a K. Magic is fake, by the way, kids. Interesting. Thank you there, Tater Salad. Let me refresh just so I know that I'm not behind on things. Manuel, 5 coffees, Travis, Swift, and Taylor Swift. Because it's supposed to be Travis. Kels. Some of you guys call him Kelsey. But if you look into it, it's supposed to be Kels. It's just the dad is too beta to correct them. Travis Swift and Taylor Swift may or may not have had a relationship contract with a breakup date. Laughing face emoji with tears coming out. I thought I saw some talk about that on Twitter or something. I don't know. But thank you, Manuel, for the tip and the generous 5 coffees. So what if they did? A breakup date? So what was the point of it? People were speculating, oh, it's to push Biden. Remember those days? Interesting. Thanks again, Manuel. Good to hear from you, man. Let me just double check over on these other platforms. Yeah, Mum, thank you yesterday. Gregatron, appreciate you, man. Over in that Streamlabs crew. The Streamlabs crew. What's up, Bethany? I would like to do a little shout out to the neglected redheaded stepchildren. The beautiful D-Live crew. What's up, Games for Rec? GG Cash 22. Thanks for the ice creams. Kilo Alpha Tango. Much neglected. Gave a lemon. Thanks, man. Indeed. Appreciate you guys. And Misty, if you're there, I guess. Greenwall. Oh, yeah. Okay. Back to calls. Brandon, a first-time caller in Kansas on the line here. Brandon, thank you for calling and holding there, man. You're live with Hake.
Hey, Hake, what's going on? This is Scarecrow's Garage in the Snake Pit chat. How are you doing?
Oh, good to hear from you. Doing fine. Thank you.
Good. Hey, I just want to say I found you through the Jesse Show, as many of us have. And, when I first started watching you, I thought you were a pretty weird guy. And, the more I watch you, I just realized that you speak very matter-of-factly. And you're not weird in the sense of, out of place. I just think that you just kind of look at things differently. But I wanted to ask you about, your self-censorship. It kind of seems like it's counterproductive, in the way we're going with everything, with what you talk about on a daily basis and what Jesse represents and the whole Bond channel. And, I found when I started listening to you, it started with like the ape-ray word. I won't say it because I'm just going to be respectful.
Thanks.
But if it was my channel, I would say it, and I would let him kick me off. And then I would realize, that maybe YouTube isn't the place for me to put my message out, because what happens is you're correcting yourself for YouTube. And then, it started out with one word. Now it's like 10 different things that you can't say. Well, it's being published over other channels. I think you do.
Yeah,
Rumble,
I'm on Rumble.
I'm sure, but
yep.
Yeah, so like whenever, the message comes across Rumble, you're basically censoring yourself. So I just want to say that it's a slippery slope and it's kind of a chink in your armor, because I love what you're doing. You're pointing out the facts. And these are facts that I didn't even realize, because I used to be a Democrat until what's really crazy is I married my black wife 17 years ago, and I'm sitting there watching the TV chanting Obama, 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 thinking he's like the next Martin Luther King. And my wife looks at me and says, "You're stupid." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "This is all, just smoke and mirrors." She's like, "Just because he's black, he isn't for us." And, she opened my eyes, and I guess I kind of became a Republican at the time, but now I'm just independent. Now I'm just kind of in the middle. I don't believe in Republicans or Democrats because I think they're both fake.
Yeah.
You look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she just gets mad all the time. She never does anything.
It's a show.
And, I'm 46, so I notice these people like, it's just people, they throw these plays or, for us. It's like, "Oh, I'm so outraged that you Mark Zuckerberg, what do you plan on doing to for these families? And then nothing ever happens. And I've noticed these people all throughout the decades. So you begin to realize that it's all just one big game. But back to what I was saying is, it's all one big game. So why are you playing into it? Why are you basically playing their game? That's going to end up being a slippery slope, because if you take an inch, or if you take an inch, they're going to take a yard, or however that saying goes. Sorry, I'm a little nervous right now. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is this. If we keep on following along that path of not calling out what needs to be called out, then eventually we're going to become one of them. So I just wanted you to kind of give your response on that and why you do that. Maybe there's something else behind it that I don't know. But I would, if I were you, I've always been a rebel. Like, I dropped out in freshman year.
Nice.
I worked for
from high school.
From high school.
Yeah.
And I work for a top level corporate insurance brokerage. I make over $210,000 a year on a salary. So I make about
whoa! Don't dox your stuff, your money stuff like that. But
right.
So
but
you're meaning you're doing fine, and you don't need them.
You can still be successful,
right?
And have your opinion. And honestly, you could probably be more successful if you would stop doing that. And who cares if they kick you off? Let them kick every single person off the platform of YouTube. Then they'll realize that they weren't anything to begin with, because we're just feeding into the beast ultimately when we do that. So I'll let you talk now.
Interesting, man. I appreciate the feedback, and maybe I go too far with this stuff. It's partly a shtick, and part of it is, especially the R word, ape ray, and stuff like that. That's partly also respect for just people's sensibilities. It's an ugly word, period, even if YouTube would never censor me, or even whatever. Because
right.
There are ladies and kids who do actually, believe it or not, catch Hake, and they like it, and I like it to be kind of keep it a little bit light and a little bit pleasant. So with that word specifically, I do it for that reason more even than for the shadow banning or censorship, because I know that saying the word rape is not going to get me blocked on YouTube, because a lot of people use that word. A lot of people full-blown cuss on YouTube.
Right.
And they'll say the N-word on YouTube, and nothing really happens to them. And
sure.
So some of it is just trying to be decent.
I was raised selective from YouTube. Sorry to interrupt you. It's all selective from YouTube. They just use that like a corporate recruiter uses a degree to say, "Oh, you're not qualified for this job."
Selective enforcement. Yeah. For
Correct.
Sure.
Because as a recruiter, I could hire somebody if they have the ambition and all the skills that I think is necessary for that position.
Yeah.
But some corporate recruiters out there would see, they don't like the person, so they see that they don't have a degree, so they're going to use that excuse. But anyway, it's selective, and they're going to select who they enforce that on. I get it. But what I'm saying is this, like, if you were to get kicked off YouTube, everybody's going to follow you to Rumble. They're going to download the app. They're going to follow you on Rumble, because they're going to miss what your message is every day. I guarantee you're going to have at least 80% follow you wherever you go. And you'll build on that. And I just want to say, while you're getting started, you're going to be big one day. I mean, you're already good size, but like when you talk about your competitors like Joe Rogan and stuff, I kind of laugh, but then I kind of think, he's going to make it one day, because what you've got is a good product. But what I'm saying is, base it on the foundation of truth and bravery. Whenever you have a chink in your armor, eventually a sword's going to get through.
Right.
And that's where you have to look at it. Like, we all have your back, and we all have to be men, because what's happening is, even in the churches, you have these preachers. They all act like they're tough, and they're on this Adderall, and they're on HGH, and a lot of them, and they all speak this message. But then they allow all kinds of foolery to go on in their church, which ultimately breaks down the church and breaks down everything that goes along with it. So now in churches nowadays, where it used to be fire and brimstone, and that's the way it was, and there was no questioning God's way.
Yeah.
Now it's like, we're going to bend and break. We're going to let homosexuals lead the choir now. We're going to say they're okay, and homosexuals as people are fine, but we don't want to send them to hell. We want to tell them, hey, man, what you're doing is not right. That's going to get you sent to hell eventually.
Right.
Whether we like it or not. Let's not promote it. So I'm just saying this. I'll end here. You know, when you do that, I don't think you look at it as weakness, but I think it is a weakness because it will eventually lead to a slippery slope, which will, you know, what are you going to be like 4 years from now? You're just going to be like talking in pig Latin.
I know. Some of it is shtick,
Well, I think
and
you're
some
great,
of it
man. You're awesome, man. I like this is good as Jesse's show. It's a really good show.
some of it is shtick. Some of it may go a little too far. People are like, okay, enough. It's getting old, Hake. Because I say it partly as a joke, but you are right if I'm doing it out of fear or if I'm doing it out of trying to placate. But there's a time to go along with these things. It's not wrong to censor yourself necessarily every single. I mean, sometimes, and it's sometimes wise to do that type of thing because YouTube, like you say, a lot of people will follow me, but a lot of people won't. And I'm the type of listener myself who there was this guy who was interviewed by Jesse, and Jesse interviewed him a number of times, whom I really admired, but he's now BitChute only, basically. And I never see him. And I liked him at the time, but now he basically doesn't exist to me. So why not use YouTube, though it's an evil platform, but use it for good? Same thing with all kinds of other stuff, you know? Be a light in a dark place, because the discoverability on YouTube is way bigger than on these other platforms. So I do accept. I don't reject what you're saying. I accept it. You may be right. Definitely, you probably are right on certain levels. And shout out to BitChute. I like BitChute.
Well, that's why they call it the chink in the armor, and you got to watch out for that. And you know, it's always the weakest link, or you know, it's always something in your foundation. If it's not strong, then eventually it's going to fall down. So I think what you're doing is great, and I think you know, I just wanted to plant that seed in you and basically let you realize that what you're doing could eventually turn into an even, you know, to where, you know, you don't even realize what you're doing now. Now you're basically one of them. You know, you're like, it's just something to think about. But I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Thank you for the call, man. Call me again if you ever have the hankering.
I will. Bye.
Take care, man. Bye. Very nice. And Scott in Arizona on the line here. Scott, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Hake? How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Hey, it's a great show. I agree with the last caller about how, you know, you might be big someday.
Nice.
But no, I understand where you're coming from. One of my favorite shows. I'm a longtime listener, first-time caller, supporter of Bond.
Have you called Anchor Baby before?
I haven't. I listen to Anchor Baby a lot. I love his musical taste and just how relaxed he is.
Me
too. You guys talked about. All right.
Are you on a speaker? You sound like you're in an echoey room.
I know. I told Derek about this. My phone only connects through a headset.
Oh, okay. We'll bear with it. Go ahead.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm in my office, and part of the reason it's so echoey right now is because it's under construction. And
it's sort of a nice feeling. It takes me back to when I was doing cabinets, and we were remodeling people's kitchens.
Yeah, I love working in construction. Have my whole life.
It's fun.
I won't dox. It is. I won't dox myself, but
right on.
I'm on the professional side of things, and have dealt with ADA my entire life.
Oh, cool. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so I've thought about calling a few times, and this is, you know, there's never really a topic where I feel like it's just me maybe reacting, which I think we're trying to work on not doing. But this thing I actually know something about, and ADA, wow, what a mama thing. And it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the civil rights movement. It's part of the whole movement there. So I don't know if, I doubt that the people who want it have any type of good intention. So just to talk a little bit about the cost, we spend commercial public buildings, excluding infrastructure, about $15 billion annually on ADA. And it's a huge impediment for business owners, say you have a small business and you want a little office, 2-story office, it becomes cost prohibitive. So they look at ADA as far as feasibility goes, and they say it's 2 to 5% of construction cost. Now that's because 2 to 5% is feasible. Once you go beyond that, it's too expensive to build. So
wow.
it's so a 2-story office building, putting in an elevator, it's going to run you about $100,000 to install.
Wow. Yeah.
Or, and so if you want, a 2-story office, let's say for professional practice, you want 10, 20 offices, you need to go 2 stories because of your land. Well, you've got to put it in the elevator. You also have to put in the parking, the accessibility, and everything is designed around somebody with wheelchairs being able to roll through everything.
Yeah.
And so people wonder why American buildings are so ugly, because everything is designed around that. It's one of the big reasons why, not the whole reason, but it pulls away any extra funds you might have had for nice improvements. That 2 to 5% were the things that would have made the building really nice.
Dang. And then, also like they have the powers that be, the liberals, if you will, and the rhinos, squeezing the economy, like messing up the economy so that people aren't thriving and able to spend money to make things better and nice and beautiful.
Yeah, they keep everything right there on the edge. And so
yeah, this is those who don't know, the ADA is Americans with Disabilities Act. So you make everything wheelchair accessible. You give them what did you just say? Elevators.
Elevators. So everything's got to be barrier-free design. You've got to be able to just roll wheels everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And it's quite an imposition and an entitlement for people to say that you have to do that for them in order for them to do business with you. They might not even want to do business with you.
Right.
And just an example, I put in a parking space in front of my building a couple months ago. And the way my building is situated, it's right in front of my building. It's the only good spot I have. Everything else is out in the right of way along the side of the building. And once I get occupancy and put up that sign, no one will ever get to use that parking space again.
What a mess.
It's the prime spot. I spent over $10,000 to put it there, and I can't even use it.
Yeah.
So, and then that's just the fiscal cost. We're talking. So they say 2 to 5%. If you want to do a small building, you're adding 10 to 12%.
Wow.
For that elevator.
Yeah.
And so you're just like, so it really holds down small business owners trying to get out there in the public, prevents them from growing, from building their families, and it's just one big impediment. So trying to remove the impediments for 2% of the population, which is what made me start thinking about calling you.
Yeah.
We're really catering to 2% of the population. Where else are we doing that? And where is it a problem?
Yeah. I mean,
how is it hurting us?
It reminds me of the evil of minimum wage. When you force you force employers to pay employees a so-called minimum wage, you basically price out all kinds of jobs that could exist, and all kinds of you price out all kinds of businesses that could exist for cheaper labor and all that. And that's the evil government imposing where it doesn't belong.
And absolutely. Go ahead.
On behalf of fake victims.
Yeah, that's more on the social cost of it. There's the economic impact, and it's a big impact in hospitality, for restaurants, super expensive. And then you have the people that go around. I know in California we had this guy going around in a wheelchair with a measuring tape suing everyone and shutting down all these small businesses where the toilet was an inch off,
Yeah.
And so there's resentment that comes towards people who are disabled because of that.
It's very divisive. Yeah, exactly. It only breeds more division and hatred. That's that mama spirit.
Absolutely. And so just down the list, what obesity, everyone, the building's designed around that elevator. Nobody uses the elevator.
Wow.
The building can't have a nice stair and sit nicely on the property. Just the nobility of our buildings has gone. And society, people assume, well, there's a resentment. The government's taking care of those people. I don't need to take care of those people.
Right. So true.
And there's this fake caring as well.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got it, that mama spirit, and it's so fake. I've got a friend who was a lumberjack. He's in his 60s now, but a tree fell on him and put him in a wheelchair. Big family. He still built his own house, and he's got that can-do attitude. And he doesn't like being in the United States, partly because of ADA.
Yeah.
Everywhere he goes, people don't talk to him. They treat him funny. They act weird toward him. They kind of look down on him, like they're sorry for him.
Yeah.
And he feels that. He spends most of his time, probably in South Asia now. But there, he pulls up to the bus stop. Not a word different. People treat him like a normal human being.
Right.
They grab him, pull him out of his chair, throw him on the bus, take his elevator, throw it on top, like no big deal.
Right.
And it really takes away the opportunity for decent people to care about the ones around them that do have a disability.
That's so true. I remember there was this other host who made this point that welfare, too, breeds that resentment, whereas the neighbors in the community and the family and the church might otherwise help out somebody who may need it, hopefully helping out in the right way, in a sensible way. They actually see the situation. They like, oh, these people are probably on welfare, or they are on welfare, and then they have a spoiled attitude, and it's just breeding that division, and neighbors don't know each other, and resentment, like you're talking about. It's just a mess.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I would say it's one of our modern evils that, has made this country ugly in so many ways.
Business owners get it.
Oh, they so get it.
Yeah.
I deal with them all the time, and it's always, they care they care for people. They would help somebody in their building if they needed to. But, we used to have footmen, and it stifles innovation. Who's to say that somebody doesn't come up with a really great wheelchair that can go everywhere that's affordable, or instead of spending $15 billion annually, don't we just pay for those kinds of wheelchairs for everyone? It'd be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, crazy.
And you wouldn't have all this other mess. So anyway, it was something that I was glad to see come up. I thought of it because of the LGBT kind of issue and how those related, and how it's all connected to the same mama spirit.
Right. And when I talked to a young lady who's kind of she appreciates those accommodations that they've made for her in her wheelchair, but she acknowledges that the so-called disabled community, if you will, they're a bunch of victims and liberals and miserable people. And so I think people know what you're talking about, even if they don't have specific insight like you have in dealing with these specific situations.
Yeah, even as kids, like we look at that, like all these ADA parking spaces, and I think people naturally just feel like there's something that's not right here that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right. Yep.
And it's also this huge entitlement that
so true.
People want to force you to make the world like all flat for them to wheel around everywhere and put a lift.
I know.
Where does that come from? I don't understand that. I do understand it, but that's a bit entitled.
It's the mama spirit. It's so poisonous and it's so hateful, really. It's pretending to be love, but it's hate. and we got to watch ourselves too, that we don't get bitter and become just angry conservatives about it, And that's what's happened to so many of us.
That's so true. Like you were saying to the last caller, I still have to deal with it nearly every day. And, when I'm in those meetings or dealing with officials and working through those issues on both sides, what the requirements are, which are burdensome and unclear, and, communicating everything effectively. I just want to be positive and get the job done. I'm not going to sit there and tell them that this is all stupid and ADA is horrible and it needs to go away.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, why? How does that help anyone? As we get to know each other, and business owners know, but the people in government, they're not going to give an inch. It's got to come from people waking up. And
that's right. Don't expect the world to get better. You got to be at peace within.
Absolutely. I love my ADA space.
Right on, man.
Hey, it's an amazing show, amazing network. You guys have been with me through my hardest times, and things have only gotten better. So I appreciate you guys and listen every day that I can when I'm not working my butt off.
I know what you mean. That's how I did it too. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, Scott. Call me again sometime.
Thank you. And thanks for putting up with my headset.
No worries. Take care.
You have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Scott in Arizona. Wasn't that nice? Terry ticked. Nah, she's not. She's fine. Over on, let me just double check on any super chats that have come in. We're all clear here. I feel like I would like to cover at least a little bit more here in the news. So let's see what we can do, and then I'll get back to calls. We're past the top of the hour. I will get, Joelle Friday is going to be coming up here pretty soon. What did I say that I wanted to cover? Oh, this is sort of interesting. The march of cackling evil Kamala Harris's brides. Miserable young women are the Democrats' foot soldiers. It's an article from Unheard, UNHERD, capital H, not unheard. It's like get out of the herd, I guess. I don't know. Not heard like hearing, unheard like HERD, the herd, like a herd of cattle. Not calling women cows now. Calm down. It's an article by David Samuels, a writer for Unheard, August 12th of this year, 2024. Cackling Kamala Harris, I have this on archive. The march of Kamala's brides, miserable young women, are the Democrats' foot soldiers. David Samuels. I don't never heard of him. And it's a 10-minute article. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's sort of interesting, especially this part over here. In a recent appearance before the National Association of Black Journalists, Republican presidential candidate, our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, caused a furor, is that how it's spelled, by questioning the racial identity of, false identity, right? Of course. But he put it in quotes, I like that, of Democrat cackling Kamala Harris. Is she Indian or is she black? Trump wondered. I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person. I love that quote. And people are like, it's not true. She always called herself black. And everybody knows that she only ever did that because she's pushing that racial identity stuff because the liberal media eats that up. And there are suckers, too, with Mama Spirit who eat that up. Just like Barack Obama. Didn't he used to be called Barry Soetoro? And then, Barack Obama sounds more ethnic. I don't know if that was really his motivation, but it sort of seems like it. Oh, it sounds exotic. Let's elect him. Pardon the ad here. Lost in the days of press attacks that follow is the fact both Trump and his critics were stuck in an outdated American electoral calculus of identity politics grounded in race. Interesting point, maybe. In fact, the key to a Harris win in November won't be the support of black Americans or Indian Americans or even brown Americans, non-white, right? Though she has identified as all three. Rather, Kamala Harris is a flesh and blood avatar of a much more numerous, powerful, and radically dissatisfied demographic, never married and childless American women. ages 20 to 45. Yes. Very interesting, huh? That is, and meanwhile, Joe from Phoenix thinks that's a good thing, that these black men and others are not getting married. Although he thinks, well, anyway, whatever. Shout out to Joe in Phoenix. It's just a side note. It's not even really the point. Aside from mass immigration, the most striking demographic development of the past decade, yes, mass immigration is striking, is the large cohort of American women who have embraced the helping hand of the state in place of the increasing suspect protections of fathers, brothers, boyfriends, and husbands. They've become the Democrat Party's most enthusiastic and decisive constituency. According to a recent Pew survey, Brides of the State, BOTS. I hadn't heard of that before, but meaning the government is the husband, takes care of them and makes sure they get equal pay for supposedly equal work, and dumb stuff like that. Support Democrats over Republicans at a whopping 72% over 24%. 72% for Democrats, 24% for Republicans, providing the party, with its entire advantage in both national and most state elections. Married American women, by contrast, support Republicans, barely 50% to 45%. So it's not like they get that much better. I mean, they get supposedly a lot better, but barely 50% to 45%. More or less matches pro-Republican margin in every other age and gender demographic. Without overwhelming support of bots, Brides of the State, BOTS, for the Democrats, in other words, America would be a solid majority Republican country in which Trump would win a likely electoral landslide. These ladies, shout out to the ladies, and we use the term loosely, but hey, still treat them like a lady. Maybe they'll live up to it. No, the Democrat Party's political engineers first sensed the centrality of the bots, BOTS, Brides of the State, to the party's power base during Obama's re-election campaign 2012. Rolled out that storybook called The Life of Julia and pushed the Obamacare Head Start and contraception coverage, Medicare reform, would care for Julia from graduation through motherhood and graduation from high school, I think, through motherhood and finally to the grave without her needing to form a human relationship with anyone outside the government. Pretty sick stuff, huh? And the women fall for it. Look at this. Remember this? Anybody remember this? I sort of remember it. Snapshot from Obama's Julia campaign. Under President Obama, during college, Julia undergoes surgery, thankfully covered by her insurance due to a provision in health care reform. Obamacare. This is pre-Obamacare, but they were pushing it. That lets her stay on her parents' coverage until she turns 26. Under Mitt Romney, this is 2012, healthcare reform would be repealed. Romney says he'd kill it dead. Scary. Yeah, this was after Obamacare came in because that was 2012. Julia's life was defined by her interactions with the state. Pretty interesting stuff, huh? Keep the people immature. Julia. So what a mess, huh? Pretty interesting. But I think Trump may be able to woo those ladies. So we'll see, hopefully. I mean, I don't think Trump was wrong, but it was about her phoniness. And hopefully he can, whatever. Just an interesting point, huh? Miserable men, miserable ladies. Where is the love? On the JLP show and with our greatest president, Trump. Nice. And if we love anybody, we love the brides of the state, don't we? Make not jokes cool again, says GG Cash. I don't remember. I ignored Obama, says Terry. Binders full of Julias. Yeah, I remember phony Mitt Romney was kissing up to these women, and it just fell so flat. Bots, Brides of the State, BOTS. And that's what they are. They're bots, too. And then they accuse other people of being bots. mildly interesting, and it goes on and on. You could check it out if you like. I think I found it from far left extremist Pocket. Remember I used to do Pocket headlines? So just this is partly why you need to have love and sense. Trump has that. JLP has that. Some of you guys are maybe gaining that. Have love and have some sense. Because otherwise, you're just going to mock the bots with hatred, and then they'll run into the fake, hateful, fake-loving mama spirit arms of the evil government. Terrible. The chat cracks me up. Thank you, guys. Let me get back to calls, though, here. Over in Colorado, I would like to talk with none other than Kenny. First-time caller, I believe. What's up, Kenny?
How you doing, man?
Doing well, thank you.
Are you able to hear me okay?
If you can be on regular phone, it's better.
I switched over.
I appreciate it. It's so much better. Thank you.
So I had called into Jesse's show, but it was off something you had mentioned, and
okay.
I know this ain't really the platform of your show with the political stuff, but I just wanted the Hake take on what you were talking about. So the young lady, Mary, that had called, felt bad for her. But you said God is a jealous God. And I grew up around people that said that all the time whenever anything bad would happen with something that they admired, like a car or
Are you
God
able
is
to
a jealous
turn down?
God.
I don't know if you're able to turn down your phone volume. Some people can. I never heard of this. But it's kind of piercing just slightly. But go ahead.
How about now? Is this better?
Maybe so. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So God is a jealous God. You heard that a lot.
Yeah, I heard that a lot, and I heard you say it on Jesse's show.
Right.
What is your thought on that? Because I know you're a self-proclaimed Bible thumper, right?
Yeah.
What do you think that means?
I think that it means that if you're not worshiping God, you're going to be miserable. And it's not that it's God doing it to you. It's you and Satan collaborating to do it to yourself, kind of. Or Satan working in you to make you miserable. But in the Bible, in the Old Testament, God is written as having said, I, your God, am a jealous God. And meaning, follow no other gods but me. And in life, you have to be one or the other. You have to be for him or for Satan. You have to be, self, which is Satan, not you.
I guess there's always just been that negative tag with jealous and jealousy.
Right.
So to hear a jealous God is just like kind of goes against what,
part of what's negative about jealousy and part of what's negative about anger and hatred and judgment in human beings is that we're playing God and we have no right to be jealous. Or who cares if a woman doesn't like me anymore or whatever. She's a human being too. She doesn't have to, stuff like that. So we're not God, but God can be those things maybe. And in his thing, it's righteously jealous, righteously angry. It's a completely different thing from what our petty, evil, satanic jealousy and anger is. It's probably a mistake, maybe, perhaps, to use those words even about God, but that's what it's translated in the Bible. So I don't know. Maybe the people who wrote the Bible know better than Hake. And you.
Right. Yeah, I just, like I said, I grew up around people who, whenever they lost a prized possession or a car accident or something, they'd be like, God's a jealous God. That's why you lost it. And I
Oh,
was like,
meaning you put that as your God, and so you lost it, and God did it.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was like,
That's interesting. And that's why I took away the credit or blame for God for your life going wrong when you don't follow him. Because, I mean, he set it up and made it so that you can follow him if you can. I mean, with God, all things are possible, right? So, I don't know. I don't think that I think it might be a mistake to say, oh, God's a jealous God. I mean, it's kind of good to justify, hey, you know what? I was idolizing this car and I lost it. Or I was idolizing this woman. I wanted her too much. And now she's gone. God's a jealous God. It can be okay. It can be okay. It just, but don't be like, oh, God took her from me.
Right.
People say, oh, God gives and takes away. It may not have even been from God.
Yeah, and I think that's the mistake everybody makes.
Yeah.
And like whenever I would argue about it, like God's a jealous God, that's why that happened. No, just get out of here with that. Like even before I just didn't want to hear that. Like,
yeah,
God's supposed to be peace. God is supposed to be love. What do you mean by that? You know what I mean?
Right.
So to hear you say it on Jesse's show, I was like, whoa! I got to call Hake and see what he thinks about
Nice.
that.
I'm glad you asked. What do you think about my explanation?
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Right on.
It makes a lot of sense. But yeah, like I said, I had to get the Hake take on it.
Right on, man.
And,
I'm glad you asked.
Just see what you thought, man. But I appreciate everything y'all do over there, man. You have a great rest of your week.
Cool. You too. And feel free to ask me religious stuff too. I talk politics because, I don't know, it's just what I think about. But I like this stuff too. So don't worry about that. Yeah. All right. Take care, Kenny in Colorado.
I appreciate you, man.
You too.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Based Kenny in Colorado. And CSAL in Tejas, Texas. What's up, CSAL?
Hola, Hake. Thank you for taking my call.
Hey, you're welcome. Saladito. Saladito.
Hake, I felt just like a disabled person this last week.
Oh, really? You felt like one?
Yes, it was. I'm not going to say it was horrible, but it was rough. So my husband had. Now he decides to be loud. My husband had a ceremony thing. Point is, these are like government buildings, and they're very, very old. And so I was gonna get there a little early before the ceremony by myself with a double stroller with the 2 kids, right? So the 3-year-old and the 1-year-old. And I'm walking, I park, I get the kids in the stroller, get my purse, everything. And I didn't know where I was going really, so I went to the back of the building and I see that it's just stairs. No ramp at all. And I'm like, oh my God. But I could see there were people inside. The doors were like clear glass.
Yeah.
And this is a building from the 1930s, very extremely old building. So I walked all around the building to the front entrance, and there's no ramp, Hake. I know. First world problems.
Interesting.
I felt so helpless. It was so I'm just staring there. I felt like a dummy, and I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to get into this building? There was nobody outside. I was too early, I guess.
Yeah.
And you would think that the strong, I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man. No, I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry.
That's funny.
Anyway, it taught me that I'm very spoiled. I was like, man, society has us so spoiled now that I'm like, I take it. It's like, obviously there's going to be a ramp for my stroller. You know what I mean? I was fuming. I was so mad.
So what did you end up doing? Did you back up and like pull it up backwards?
No, because it's way too heavy. I took them out, and boom, I just pulled it up the stairs with my 1-year-old in one arm, and I was yelling at my son like, "Hey, get up here," because he wanted to run around.
Yeah.
And you know who was the only person that opened the door for me? There's no more gentlemen, and I don't blame them. It's because women aren't ladies.
Right.
She's crying. The only lady that opened the door for me was this black lady.
Nice.
This black lady saw me, and she went and she held the door open for me, and I was like, wow, that's so sweet. But but it was terrible. It was terrible, Hake. That's a first world problem, if there ever was one.
That's funny. So now you know. So are you going to campaign for ADA refurbishing of that building?
Nah. No, the United States government doesn't care. They're not gonna.
That's a pretty funny story.
I felt so helpless, and it was really funny. But I could see myself getting all emotional, and I saw how ridiculous it was. But is that also banned, or can I give a shout out to the beautiful snake pit, or is that not allowed either? If I say like, "Hey, beautiful snake pit," you guys
can say
awesome.
hi to the snake. You can
allowed?
say hi to the snake pit in general. I just don't want all this personal stuff. So hi to the snake pit.
The bickering.
Yeah, the bickering or too much friendly fuddy-duddy stuff.
Yeah.
But you can say hi to the snake pit. Shout out to the snake pit.
Hi. Shout out to the snake pit. And what the caller... Bro, I'm on the phone. Oh, jeez Louise. I have to go.
All right.
Thank you for taking my call.
Of course. Nice talking with you. Thank you for the story. And good job watching yourself.
Thanks.
All right. Take care. CSAL. Saladito. Right on. Quick super chat before I get back to your calls, guys. Over on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report, Popcorn's Thump Keg came through, as he often does, or she, or it. Oh no, now it's not doing it. There we go. You've mentioned the disproportionate race-on-race ape ray stats on your show several times, respecting my self-censorship. I'm becoming one of them. When you talk about the topic of ape ray, in general, you say, these women lie. And have had a spirited discussion with Mark about whether or not a woman should have her day in court. Yeah, true. Like the woman who accused Biden. My question is, if you think women are lying a lot of times when making accusations, why are you so quick to believe that black men do it more? It's almost like you're trying to have it both ways by saying these women are lying, but oh yeah, when black men are the accused, you're more inclined to believe it. Could you clarify? No, not necessarily. Specifically, like, you know, Bill Cosby or Mike Tyson or Kobe Bryant. I don't believe them. Because specifically I know that women do lie. And you may have heard me say before, because I have said it at least, probably twice at least, maybe even 3 times or more, that, yeah, blacks are accused of rape more and arrested for it more. But also these women lying, so we don't know what the real numbers are. But also blacks lie, and I don't know. And also, there's been stories in which Jewish men and maybe white men and other men or even other black men and others will accuse a black of ape raying, and they're just saying it because it's more believable because they do it more, but it's not even true. Some people say that that's how the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, was founded. Somebody falsely accused a black when it was him. So, interesting. And so the ADL said, oh, this is, I don't know. I don't want to get into that story. So if all you're saying is that black men are accused of it against whites at a higher rate, I don't know what you glean, I think is what you mean. Gleam is when I'm beaming at you, I think. But glean with an N from that, if it's just an accusation, since you've already established that you believe the women are lying, it just seems to me like you're trying to have it both ways. Indeed, I am. Popcorn Stump Keg. I'm having it both ways. Yes, the blacks are doing it more, but yes, most of the women are lying. I don't even know if most. Okay? And it's really an ugly topic anyway. And it's an unknowable topic, really, because legitimate R is hard to prove. It's hard to prove. That's why they have these kits, and then they have a backlog of the kits, because women will like frivolously accuse. I know guys, most of my friends are Hispanic and Asian, who've been accused of this stuff, and then they had to go through that mess. I say guys as if I know like a bunch. I may or may not know people who've been accused of this stuff and had to go through, the kit thing, and you go and get tested and all that stuff. And there's like this backlog of our kits. Partly because it may be happening, like there may be legitimate cases of it. Like Anchor Baby says it's rare, but it does happen, forcible R. And especially with the type of people that they're bringing into the country. And then the type of poor raising that's being done by the mothers, mostly by the mothers. I bet you sons of single mothers do the R word more per capita than the sons of fathers and mothers. Or sons of fathers. And daughters do it too. The women are doing the R word to the males too. Did you know that? It's true. It's terrible. But anyway, criminal victimizations. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, criminal victimization surveys, all of those accusations may not be true. Caveat, okay? Caveat. All those accusations may not be true. It's kind of like Joe from Phoenix talked to me about the Innocence Project. 60,000 people submitted their applications. How many of those people are actually innocent? We don't know. We just don't know. I'm saying it mockingly, but we really don't know. Could be all 60,000 for all I know. Well, I don't know. Thank you, Popcorn Stump Keg. Indeed. Indeed, we don't know. But indeed, it would just make sense that the blacks are more, they have the higher testosterone, right? Allegedly, I heard. They are more S-worddual, sexual, both the men and the women, because they have the, the single mother thing. Single mothers raise more sexual children. It's fact. It's a fact. Look it up. Women go through puberty at a younger age. Young girls, underage, go through puberty at a younger age when their father's not there. Look it up. Correct me if I'm wrong. Look it up if you don't believe me, but you want to dispute it. And then come and correct me if I'm wrong. But they go through puberty at a younger age when their father's not there. So they're more sexual. And then their whole culture is much more sexual. Like they're more sexual. And they're also more aggressive and violent per capita, of course. So anyway. Nice. Thank you, Popcorn Stump Cake. Always appreciate your chats. And there were, where are you getting this info? I heard it when we had the guy named Do Fathers Matter. Do Fathers Matter. Not his name, but the name of his book, Do Fathers Matter. I think that's when I learned it. JLP interviewed a guy, the author. Without a father in the home, kids, specifically girls, hit puberty sooner. I want to see where that is. Maybe some homework. For me, for you, I don't know. I always suspected that it was something in the body that needed a man or needed a protection, and so they go through it sooner to attract a man. Don't know. Totally don't know. Total speculation. Yeah, info that he had not heard. VT American, I kind of read this one over the last song yesterday. He wrote, "Hi ho, Hake. Please remember to do what your callers ask you to do. What you ask your callers to do, what you tell your callers to do, and try your best to be honest. Sadly, you let your delusions do a lot of talking rather than reality. Keep on seeking, bro." Well, thank you, VT American. Something for me to ponder and check. I'd like some examples. Maybe some examples could help me. I don't know what delusions could Hake possibly have? Many. But I wouldn't like to know specifics, VT American. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I don't know if he's watching right today. But I did read it yesterday during the beautiful song from Starflyer 59. Okay, let's get to Mark in Los Angeles, California, on the line here. Mark, thank you for calling and holding. What's up?
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to be quick. My time's limited.
Cool.
Okay, first of all, I want to debunk your friend over there from Arizona in his call about drunk driving. He said 50% of the U.S. is white. That's the first lie.
I thought he said 60-something. He said 60-something.
No, he said 50. I was all ears.
All right.
I'm listening to that devil when you keep him on for 40 minutes. I definitely listen these days so I can catch him in his life. By the way, I got 5 minutes. Me and Hayden yesterday combined got 5 minutes. You get
That's because you guys were being immature and talking about other people in the chat, and you were bragging that you tick off. You get the chat and comment section ticked, and that's just dumb. And
well,
so
I call them Satan's followers.
Well, but, so are you.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, like I said, he said 60, it's 50. Drunk drivers do not premeditate their crime. What they do is wrong. Drunk driving is a crime.
Indeed.
And they should throw the book at them. But it's not the same as a group of Negroes going into a store and looting it. That's premeditated evil. Drunk driving does not qualify.
It's kind of premeditated. No. Hold on, though. Drunk driving, people do it, and they do it premeditated. Come on.
Yeah, but they don't intend to. I know it's wrong. I'm not defending it.
They do it premeditated. They don't care after a while. They cross the line.
Okay,
they
so
cross the
you're
line. Yes, I'm going to compare drunk driving to stealing, because blacks
let's
cross a line. No. Here, let me
Uh-huh.
make this point. Blacks cross a line to steal. Once you've crossed that line, it's easier to keep crossing that line and go even further. Same thing with drunk drivers. I'm a little drunk. I'm a little tipsy, but I can go. I'm quite drunk, but I can do it. So people cross lines, and they do wrong knowingly.
You're missing the point. They don't intentionally commit a crime. It is a crime, but it's not intentional, like going out and raping a white woman. That's done with free malice. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, I want to get on to the shooter in Georgia.
Okay.
Now, they're not showing his face. Usually, and I'm not dropping a truth bomb on you here because we don't know.
Yeah.
But normally when they don't show the shooter, he is not white. Now, we don't know what's going on in Georgia because they're not showing his face. So we'll see what happens. Also, there was a comment in the comment section. I don't remember who put it out. But on March 9th, 1857, the Supreme Court of the United States claimed free or slave Negroes will never be citizens. That was from again.
Stay close to your phone so you come through clearly.
I'm sorry. I don't know if that's 100% true. I saw it on the chat, and they did have a connection that you could have looked it up, but I didn't have time, so it may or may not be true. And finally, the story that I gave you yesterday about the white girl attacked at a Trump rally, that wasn't fake news.
Somebody said
I don't know multiple people. Fake news, but
multiple people told me that was staged.
Says who?
Somebody who put a comment on my yesterday's video who does not have an agenda against the whites.
Yeah, but it was on TV, Hake. You could see it with your own eyes. Are my eyes lying? I'm going to believe some clown in the chat who probably hates whites?
No.
No way.
No, it wasn't.
No way.
Wait. I just told you it's not somebody who hates whites. This guy is GG Cash 22. Mark should know the video he was referring to was staged. Just because you saw it on GG Cash 22.
Okay, but who is he?
He's based, he's a supporter, and he loves whites.
Well, so does Carl Higbee, and he's the one that put it on his show. And they had a panel discussion.
Maybe he fell for it. I don't know.
I doubt it. The reason you don't hear about it is because black on white crime is being suppressed by the media. One other thing about your call with your co-host yesterday. Many police departments and municipalities do not turn in their crime stats to the FBI.
Yeah, I know.
So the black crime rate
is common
far
news.
higher than what we see in the stats that William gave the other day. Far, far higher.
Right.
To say nothing of the DAs who won't prosecute them. To say nothing of the cops who are afraid to arrest these demons.
Oh,
because they'll be considered racist.
Right. Just a quick thing about the Georgia school shooter yesterday that happened.
Yes.
They interviewed his father a year ago when he was accused of having threatened the school. The sheriff's department did, local there.
Okay.
Near Atlanta, outside of Atlanta. And so that means that he's white. And also he turned himself into the police peaceably, and therefore he's white, I'm saying. That's my bet. I totally don't know. I totally don't know. I'm just joking around.
But you do know that when the shooter is white, they show the face right away.
He's a minor, though. He's a minor. He's 14 years old, the accused. And so they don't like to show minors' faces.
Well, they didn't have a problem with Rittenhouse.
Yeah, but I know he's 17 years old is basically an adult.
Pardon me?
17 years old is basically an adult.
It's legally a child.
And also Rittenhouse was on video. So he was on video, and these videos went viral. So there was no reason to hide and protect his anonymity there.
Well, we'll find ways to expose white criminals by hook or crook.
No, I'm
We're
with
gonna
you.
get
I
their
understand
face
that.
out there if they're white.
Yeah.
But the fact is, the crime stats that your friend in Phoenix gave yesterday are bogus. The 82% number is correct, but we're 60% of the population, not 50. So that's another lie that you let him slide on.
I'm sure he said 60, man. I wouldn't
play the tape back.
Yeah.
I listen carefully because I pick up his propaganda where you don't. And I've got an answer for that creep with every misinformation and half-truth that he gives you.
I think that's a personal problem that you have, though.
Well, okay, no, I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to have your back here. Okay,
this is something that
and it goes right over your head.
This is not out of the goodness of your heart. This is coming from something that bothers you about him that you can't just let it lie because.
Well, no, what it is that you give him a platform for as long as he wants. He spreads communism. Listen, when he says the haves and the have-nots, do you know what he's talking about?
That's
communism. Do you
communism.
even know what that means?
Yeah, of course.
It's communism.
Right. I've called him a communist.
But you don't challenge him on that.
I called him a communist.
Well, I know, but that statement proved it. And the 99% versus the 1% is another communist ploy.
But I'm telling you, man, you are...
Well, and I don't believe in communism. And one last thing, and then you can hang up on me. I believe in a two-state solution, but not for the Middle East.
Okay.
I believe it for the U.S. I think the white people should get one state that we could have our own lives, our own culture, with no race mixing, no communism, and America like we used to have it in the good old days before the civil rights bills and all this other integration. That's what ruined the country. And these people listening to
wishful thinking, man. It's wishful thinking.
Well, no, but it's a hope. It's a hope. And really, to tell you the truth, Hake, if current trends continue, we may not have an option. You saw what happened in Baton Rouge. The white folk moved out and started, I think it's Sun City. And the Louisiana Supreme Court last week, by one vote, said that they had the right to move out and start their own community. Now, their new community is 18% Negro, but that's not as bad as 53% like Baton Rouge, where they have a racist mayor, a woman, and the white people are being robbed, and they're not getting their tax dollars meant to fight black crime with police. They're not getting representation. And the same thing is going on in Georgia. in a community, a white community near Atlanta. They want to separate from Atlanta.
Yep. Mark, I got to run. Nice talking with you, man. Take care.
God bless you.
All right. You as well. Manuel in California on the line here. Manuel, thank you for calling and waiting patiently. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, Hank?
I'm presuming it was patient. I don't know. I'm doing fine. Thank you.
That guy, Scott, that called in about the ADA.
Yes.
Man, that guy's my idol.
He's your idol?
I'm like, yeah, I told you about me. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm big time against the ADA.
Nice.
It turns you into a beta, you know, like it's someone else doing something for you when you should be able to just try to do it yourself so you learn to overcome.
Good point.
And they don't want you to overcome, you know, like.
That's Mama. She enables evil and weakness.
And it's a cost, like a huge cost on the builder, like he was saying.
Yeah.
To like say the zoo, okay, we're going to let you 88 you disabled people in. Well, the problem with that is that they don't really help the economy. There's not a whole bunch of them working, so it's more of a negative cost than anything. And then you get special parking and all this and blah blah blah. Like me, when I go to the doctors, I don't park in a handicap spot. I park way in the back because I'm young still, you know, like I'm not trying to act like I'm better, but I'm just young still. I don't really need to have all that catering.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll push the distances that I need to.
Nice.
I don't mind that, but whenever they cater to you, it just makes you weak. Like now I like listening to you guys has been a huge help. In the very beginning of my accident, like I just had everything done for me. Like my food was being made, my laundry was being done, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So a lot of my time was being filled up with like pointless things that I would do. Go out and drink, go hang out with people, you know, look at stupid stuff on the internet, you know, like porn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I had nothing but time on my hands. You know, I wasn't taking care of myself. And then once it clicked in my head, I started taking care of myself. You know, and then you see like, wow, you know, I'm not as weak as they make me seem. Or I'm not as weak as I make myself seem.
I love that.
And I'll be able to do a lot more for myself. I don't feel like I have a need to, or I don't have a special, I don't know how to explain that, but I shouldn't be treated differently to go see everything. Like, imagine if they put like a slope pathway to the top of Mount Rushmore just because I wanted to go there. That's probably going to cost millions of dollars for someone that's not even going to pay into the economy.
Right.
I'd say screw it. They don't deserve that.
Interesting point, man.
My buddies and them, they pick me up and carry me places. Like my buddy delivers hay in a hay retriever. And so he picks me up, throws me in his big rig, and we go drive around and do deliveries.
Yeah.
You know, like I really appreciate that because it gives me, I don't know, I want to be treated normal. I don't like being treated like I'm some spectacle, you know.
So
like,
true. Yeah, that's right.
One more thing, and I'll get out of your way. I'm kind of with Mark on race mixing. I don't believe we should be doing that. The only reason I say that is because I grew up, I'm half Mexican and I'm half Portuguese.
Okay.
And the whole time growing up, it was kind of a difficult situation because, like, who do you align with?
Yeah.
You know, like the Mexicans, the Portuguese, if you're black or white. That's why I see, like, not like Joel, I'm just saying as an example. He's a mix. It's hard to be in between that because they're total opposites.
Yeah.
And the child is the one that ends up suffering because they don't know who to align with or who to be around or who's going to accept them when they can't even really accept themselves because there's two sides of them.
True.
So that's my little 2 cents on that.
Interesting point, man.
When you going to look at Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, dude?
Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend? Oh, I still haven't even looked into that at all. But just the fact that he was with black women, according to you and others who probably know much more than I do.
Then I send you all these updates. I want you to look this up, and you never do.
Have you sent it to me by email?
No, I'm just
okay.
I just sent it on like
with the super chat
I'm just
tips.
Giving you a hard time. I don't really care. I don't even watch football. I don't even care less. I just think it's funny.
Fair enough. It is amusing, and he is so black in his ways.
Yeah. You see his brother, and then you see him, and you're like, whoa, man! Like you definitely hang out with the blacks, and he definitely hang out with the whites.
Wow. I did not know that about them. I'll have to
Yeah,
I'll have to do a deep dive into onto all this.
Nah, don't waste your time. I'm just giving you a hard time. I just funny.
Nice, man. Appreciate that call, Manuel in California. Take care, man.
You have a good one.
You as well. Bye. Guys, oops, I said guys. Stephen in Maryland, I cannot get to you today. He wanted to talk about Mark's call. Rick in Hampton, Virginia, I cannot get to you today. San Francisco football player got shot. That's that one that the 49ers one that I had mentioned. I cannot get to you guys. Super chatters, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read your... It's Joel Friday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read your super chats either. I did see a couple of coffees come in from the graduate, one of the graduates, as well as from... Who else was it from? Carver bought me a coffee. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to you guys. They're not that pithy, but do catch Joel Friday TV coming up next. And I like to play for you guys some fun music, you know? I don't know. Is it wrong? I don't know if this is going to be that good, but this is Vroom, and it's... No, I don't want to play that one. I don't care about it. Let me get out of here. Oh, maybe this one. No. All right, guys. This is going to be fun, hopefully. Bye. It's Christian. I like how soft it is.
Electroscopes ignite, lab is bathed in light. Be afraid, dear, this won't hurt a bit. To your plastic eyes, see the longing hidden deep in mine. Do you feel the same? Or not
music.
at all?
Middle school music.
Am I just a optimistic guy falling
The Human Machine by Vroom. A 5-song demonstration.
researching through the night. DNA code for candlelight.
Don't ask me what it's about.
Careful laid plans for love. Backfire, I'll be undone. A circuit board for rain. Artificial heart, cross your extra parts. Leave me now, this hurts me more than you. To your plastic
I think I'm going over too. My bad.
belonging hidden deep in mine. Do you feel the same? Or nothing at all? Am I just a stupid optimistic guy? Don't ask who I am. I'm your friend. Don't play friend.
Sounds like a Reliant K.
Don't get too attached. Try don't care for guys. Forever on our minds.
Disgusting.
Take a bite from the apple of my eye.
Shameful.
Sing me along. I'll be writing you love songs.
45 seconds, guys. I'm sorry. My bad. Bad timing. This band is handicapable.
Everything's on again, but I don't want this to end. Because you've been as good as the rain, singing my soul's serenade. And when we have to pay,
All right, guys. Bye.